Hello and welcome to today's video. I'd like to thank Solbio for actually supporting this channel. And Solbio is a completely natural toilet fluid. It can be also used in the waste tank. It's environmentally friendly as it's made from completely natural ingredients. So if you'd like to know more about this product, there'll be more at the end of the current video, and there will be links below. Thank you. So it's a 4x4 vehicle, but what are its handling characteristics like in a hardcore off-road environment? Well, here we've got a track. The track isn't super big, but hey, it's pretty tough. So let's have a look at what won't get splashed. Let's have a look at the Karmann Mobil Ford Transit campervan on the track from inside. Hello and welcome. This is the Karmann Dexter 570 4x4 campervan. It's on a Ford basis. It was introduced for the 2020 season, and so it's now into its third year, and let's have a look at it. Now, we've got lots of vehicles on a Ford basis at the moment. The reason, I believe, is that Ford has been more successful in resolving its supply difficulties which have been caused by COVID. Far more successful in, let's say, for example, Fiat or indeed Mercedes. Now, that's the reason why you're going to see lots more vehicles on a Ford basis than in the past. However, Karmann Mobil started using this transit base for this model in 2020. So it's or 2019 in fact, because it was the 2020 season. So it is now a tried and tested vehicle. So with all that having been said and a walk around, let's have a look at some of the details. And what we can see here, we've got two lengthwise beds in a vehicle which measures under 6 meters, 598. So 206 in width and a height of 278. This is going to cost 72,000 euros, which is significantly more than it was in the past. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was when it came out, but I have videos of it, and you can actually see there. Now, you've got two lengthwise beds, well, two singles or one joined together, a bed, but there's a cost to pay for the bed, not just pecuniary cost. The cost is the space that it takes up. So something else has got to go, or at least one other thing has to go. Let's see what it's going to be a bit later, but for the moment, let's have a look at this. Stacks of storage up there. For a camper van, that is, sorry. I mean, it's not, it's all relative. And here as well. One thing, which it may or may not be a good thing, it depends on your point of view. If you're going to put your head up that end, I suppose you could put a pillow against the window and sit up in bed. Well, that could end up, of course, tearing the curtain down here, or when you lean against the curtain, sometimes you can put pressure on the things at the top which hold it in place, and well, that can happen. You may say you should have had some storage up there. Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends, a matter of opinion. Maybe it should have done, actually, quite honest. Let's have a look under the bed if I can. There you go. It slats down here. And note, this time I made it very clear if it wasn't made clear before, is this comes in several parts. So you've got this bit here, you've got the main mattress, you've got mattress there, and we have this mattress here. And if we took this mattress up, for example, it would, I suppose, give us a bit more space for the wardrobe, because this here will come out. So you've got something a bit longer. It could even go as far as there. And we'll have a look at from the outside at the storage. Okay, inside the shower. Now, if you've got a 6 meter camper van, there's not a huge amount of space to play with, but the Ford Transit is easier to deal with than the Sprinter. So there's me in the shower, and I've got all of this. See how much space there is there? All right, so it's a fair amount. I'll shut the door a bit as well, but just enough to get the light coming in. So we've got this much space there. So that, I don't think that's too bad for something like this. Let's turn this back around. Bit of space in there. And we've got a toilet. And bear in mind, when I showed you how much space there was, I was standing on the duckboard. There's only one drainage hole in here, and it's only tiny old-fashioned ones at that. That's a bad mark. On the other hand, a good mark for sensible sliding door, but one deducted because here it's broken. That's not a good sign. I mean, I've got one of these though, not on the toilet, but I've got a sliding thing which broke in my vehicle, and in my vehicle it's at a height, so that's the problem with that. Note how the roof slides down here. little bit of storage space at the top. You do have clearance for your head, and it's at this position here that we find the table. So the rear bench has gone to make way for the beds, and as has the table. So you could say, well, there's only two of you and they only need two seats, and the driving seat and the passenger seat may as well be used. Good argument. Table isn't particularly big. It'll come out of there. It's a bit difficult for me to do with only one hand holding the camera in the other, so I won't show you, but I might show it in a different film at a different time. Here we've got the kitchen. This will open this way, and if you're outside, it'll open that way. It's a two-way fridge, meaning it works off electricity all the time. 2 burners. Nice presentation. And a small sink. And a note in the sink, we've got a proper domestic drainage hole. These things like this, personally I find them getting in the way. Bang! Look at that. I'd rather I know it's old-fashioned, but I'd rather have my tap in there. If you've got any reasons why you don't want to tap in there, do write them down. There might be something I'm missing. So there's this step here. Now, I can't tell you much, unfortunately, of the 4x4 facilities in this vehicle, and I'd like to. I did see a demonstration of the angle it can actually go up, which was and the way it could actually hold itself on an extremely steep angle. I was very impressed by it, although, you know, as far as things like this are concerned, unfortunately I don't have a great deal of knowledge. I would have liked to explain these things a bit more. So we'll open this up at the back, and we've got what Cartico cheekily calls a double floor there. It's a shelf, and you can see underneath here as well we've got storage all the way back. Storage, you can see all the way down there. This thing here is for the gas. So you can take 2 gas canisters in there, or gas bottles, full size ones. And now let's close that. Oh, I can't do it, never mind, I'll do it later. And here we've got an outside shower. I will attempt to put more information in the description, and so the all-wheel drive Dexter, and so you see it there in this color as well. And there you go. I'll show you in here, but it says there, look, don't touch the car. So there you go. And I'll come down and show you this one in here. This is the 560 4x4. This one takes a different approach. It's got a rear bed. This thing here is going to cost 72,000, and so because we haven't got the lengthwise bed, we've got a bit more space, so we can have a bench in here, and the washroom is slightly different, but it's the bed here which has given us all of this extra space, as it's a widthwise bed. External width 206 centimeters, so the bed is going to be what, knock off about 15 to 20, so you're looking at least 100 and, well, probably 190 centimeters for the bed. Bed is slightly different in this one. There you go, 3 parts. Put it back if I can. No, I can't. never mind, I'll do that later. So thanks for watching. I also note they brought out this Duncan here in 4x4, and if the door's open I shall show it to you, but it isn't, it's closed, so we'll have to see that in another video. So thanks so much for watching, hope you find that interesting, and I do lots of videos of this nature. I upload every 21 sorry I upload every day at 21:15 Central European time, 20:15 in the United Kingdom, and all sorts of times in other countries. So if you're interested in motorhomes and campervans, then this is the place to be. This is the largest channel on van life on YouTube. So thanks very much for being here, and all the best from me in Germany. This is the first time ever that I have accepted any support for promoting a product on YouTube. Now, I've been on YouTube now for 15 years, and I've been doing the van life stuff for a number of years as well. The reason I haven't accepted support in the past is because I felt it had to be something which I really agreed with, and a product I knew. So I had to feel 100% about recommending it to others. This is Solbio, and this is a toilet additive. Now, what's the point of a toilet additive? Well, when you use the toilet, then it goes into a cassette, and you have to dump the cassette somewhere. Now, if you just urinate into it, then there should be no problem. But if you put any solids into it, then it makes it a bit more difficult. Now, one thing you can do is if you have constant diarrhea, then you may not need a toilet additive, because you should be able to dump it without any problems. For those of you who don't suffer from this problem, then one thing you might want to consider doing, in fact, one thing you're going to have to consider doing, is using a toilet additive. Now, there's two types. There's the blue stuff, which is manufactured by a number of companies, and it works pretty well, no problems there whatsoever with the way it works. Or there's the green stuff, which is ecologically based. Now, up until now, the green stuff didn't work as well as the blue stuff, but I think with Solbio we're now seeing a comparative working rate. It works just as well. So it's ecological. What it's got inside are natural soaps, it's got natural citric acid, it's got essential oils and plant extracts, and that breaks down whatever it is that you're throwing into the toilet, or releasing into the toilet, I should say. And when you come to a dump station, you can just tip up your cassette and it all flows in nicely. Now, you may say, well, I have constant diarrhea, and so therefore I don't need something like that. Well, that may be the case, but one thing that this has got, it's got a rather pleasant fragrance to it as well. Now, I personally like the fragrance of the blue stuff, but I know I'm in a small minority on that one. One thing I noticed when I've been doing tests of really small vehicles, such as 5.5 meter ones above all, so as soon as you open the door, you have this fragrance, let's say, of the blue stuff sort of hits you. Now, with this one here, Solbio, it's got a more natural sort of smell. It's a bit like eucalyptus. I'm trying to find a good way of actually describing it, and the best thing I could think of, it's got these cough drops, or these eucalyptus like sweets, and it's got this type of fragrance within the toilet anyway. And if you're in a small van, I bet it could fill up the small van. I haven't really noticed it sort of when I'm sitting here in this position, for example, but maybe I'm not using enough of it to actually notice. Next thing is it safe to use? Well, the thing with the blue stuff is there are good reasons to suggest that it may not be completely safe to use. I mean, it does break things down in a chemical manner. I mean, I'm not going to suggest it's dangerous or anything like that, but I don't think it is particularly good for the environment. If it comes into contact with plants or things of this nature, I mean, there's warnings that, I mean, if you get it in a fish tank or something like that, I don't know why you want to put it in a fish tank, but if you put it in the fish tank, then the fish will die. So this, as it comes from natural things, you assume that it's okay. Now the blue stuff as well, I've noticed I always get it on my hands. And not only that, I mean, obviously I sort of miss the toilet as well. Sorry, I get it into the toilet bowl. I don't miss the toilet, I miss the sort of the hole where you open up for the toilet. And it sort of stains, and it takes a few flushes for it to actually go down. I don't know if that's bad or not, but it's with this stuff, it's almost translucent. Not quite, but almost. As is when you dump it out, which seems a bit odd the first time. You think, hang on just a minute, I'm sure I didn't just urinate in there. But that's the way it is. The manufacturers say it doesn't cause skin irritation. I have never experienced skin irritation from the blue stuff, but I have heard of people having this problem. And let's have another look at it, because here it comes in two. One's for marine use and the other's for motorhome use. Now it could be that mariners use the toilet or they eat something a bit more dodgy, or I don't know, but it's different. This contains 40 doses, and it's dosed via this thing down here, this little tap. Now I know there are people who are suspect of these taps. Now I previously worked in the packaging industry, and indeed I used to give talks being an expert. I don't think I was much of an expert, but I do know a little bit about it. This technology is perfectly safe, I think, to use. It's not, I mean, it's often used in bag-in-the-box applications, and so you get wine or something. The wine's in a box, and it got this tap that sticks out, and you use it. In the company I used to work, where we produced blueberry juice, we used this technology, and I've never known the taps to go wrong in my direct experience. But when they first came out, I agree there was problems with them. I've heard of people saying they put something in the fridge, or they in the van, and something hit here. In theory, you're supposed to knock both ends down at this. Oh, sorry, pull them both up and press down at the same time to get it to work. So I mean, I do accept that these things can go wrong. Just as, I mean, if you don't close a bottle properly, everything will go out. But I make that part. Other than that, the bag may seem a little unsturdy because of the way it is. But I can tell it's made from recycled. It's green plastic. It's I think it's quite safe. So there's some observations on this, and as far as I'm concerned, I really do think it is a good solution for you. Now, it costs roughly the same as the blue stuff. There isn't much difference. Now, I do appreciate that if there was a price difference, that might be a problem. Although, I think if you're into motorhomes, then you probably like living in harmony with nature, which is what I'm in it for, really. I think it's the call of nature, this contact with nature and all the rest of it. So I think that protecting nature is something that I would want to do. Whether or not I'm prepared to pay a premium, yes, maybe I'm prepared to pay a little bit of a premium for it, but in all honesty, between this one and the blue stuff, there's hardly any difference. Right, so if you find that of interest, there will be a link below. It's not an affiliate link, it just tells you where to get the stuff from. I'm not on any affiliate programs at all, deliberately, so nobody can accuse me of trying to promote something to get the affiliate link. But I do absolutely believe in this product. So, thanks very much for watching. I am currently at a place called Alexa Camping, or Camping Alexa, in northern Poland, and you may have heard some of the noises on the outside from the campsite, but I shall tell you more about that in another video. So, there you go. This is about Solbio. Thanks for watching.